Hey, what's up, everybody? Daniel here, a small business lending source. So I just wanted to do a quick video in regards to the business HELOC product that we rolled out to our affiliates as of last month. So last month we had a total of 8 submissions. Some of them obviously were in-house mine, my assistant Amber's, along with affiliate partners. So out of those 8, we had 2 go through, which is not too bad. I mean, it's a new product. We're still getting the hang of the product and the whole the way to sell it, whatnot. So but I just wanted to give everybody an idea of what I thought, what was the biggest hang up out of the 8 files that came through. So out of those 8, like I said, 8 files, 2 actually were funded. Now the first issue that we're seeing is credit, and I know a lot of these lenders, they'll say one credit score, and then everything just gets declined at that, the bottom of the barrel score that they always say. These HELOCs are saying, business HELOCs are saying 600. I have yet to see something at 600 get approved yet. 620 and above is where I would say that they need to be at, preferably 630, 640. So obviously the higher the better. So credit's one thing. Anything below 620 though, it's been an automatic decline pretty much. So rate has definitely been an issue. If somebody is coming to you and they have a first on their home at, let's say, 3 or 4, 4 or 5%, they're expecting to get something similar. It's not going to happen. I mean, those rates are long gone. On from what I'm seeing, regardless of the credit score, the rates are coming in around 10%. These lenders are saying 7 to 15 on average, regardless of the score. I'm seeing an average of about 10%. One way we could get past that, obviously, is tying it to what the SBA rates are. So in your initial pitch, what we're doing is we're going when we discuss the rates, letting them know, hey, this is not the same type of underwriting that you're going to go through if you're going through a traditional bank. With that being said, it's all we need is 1 month of business bank statements, and then with that, and then kind of go lean on what the SBA rates are right now. Rates on SBA right now are Wall Street prime, plus you add 2 or 3 points. So they're averaging about 10%, which is about the same for this. So I kind of just been playing off the SBA rates with this product as well. And that seems to be working fine. So when you actually get an approval in, they're going to, they're not going to expect, 3 or 4% like on their first. So tie the SBA rates, what the SBA rates are, business loan rates, back to this, credit line as well. So appraisal has been an issue. Everybody thinks their home's worth way more than what it actually is. So if they think that they're going to get what they've seen online appraisal wise, it's not going to happen. It's coming in a lot lower too, because no one's actually going out there and doing an appraisal. They're doing automated appraisals, so they're giving like a ballpark of what they think, which is automated, what the home will be, what the home is worth. It doesn't take into account any upgrades or anything that they've done, and then they're basing the credit line off of that. So one way to go back, obviously, that to fix that, once they're actually approved, is at the beginning of your pitch, let them know, hey, this is an automated, it's automated underwriting, automated appraisal. They're not taking into account any upgrades that you actually did. So you're going to get a ballpark of, let's say, 100 to 200,000 or whatever the case is. Just throw a number out there, and then you can use that immediately, and you're not locked into anything. So if a better deal comes along down the road, you can always cancel this out and go, well, we can help you, or you can go the traditional route and you can go to your bank and apply there. So you're not locked in anything. As long as this has a zero balance, you can cancel at any time. So you want to address that up front. Otherwise, they're going to expect a lot larger credit line than what they're going to get approved for. So outside of that, credit line, it's obviously it's tied up. It can be their residential homes. It can be an investment property. It just can't be commercial. So no commercial properties can be used. They can't be going into foreclosure either. They have to be current on their mortgage. And documentation. There's no full documentation like a bank. But they are going to have to show proof of income. Like we had one client get approved for I believe it was like 200,000. However, they were retired, so they actually had no income to prove that they could make a payment. So I mean, it's not gonna. The pre-approval ended up dying, for the fact that, just like with an SBA loan or any other type of loans that we apply for, you have to show that you can make the payment. That they're you can't say, oh, I'm going to start this business and the business is going to make the payment, or the loan is going to make the payment. It doesn't work that way. They have to show that they can make the payment regardless if the business is a success or not. So other than that, deals are not dying because they're bad. They're dying because expectations are not set up front, and that's what we're all working on. So that's why I wanted to do this quick video. So my suggestion would be go over rates at the beginning of the first pitch, appraisal, documentation that's going to be needed. And then with that, all we would need back from you to get this submitted is any application will do. Can be, because all we're doing with that is verifying that, the home that's on there, that's they're going to be used. And then they verify, their social and their home address and whatnot. So that's all we're using that for. A clear copy of an ID. In the email list, also any properties that they plan on using for the HELOC. And outside of that, and their phone number and email. Other than that, that's really it. So once you submit that over to us, then we'll go ahead and get it submitted. The pay on these, we're charging 4 to 5 points on the back end. The way that works is once we get a approval from the lender, then we'll contact the client. We present the offer. We do, or you can. And then at that point, once they agree to it, we'll get them to sign a success fee. Like I said, 4 or 5 points. And then once they sign that, we have that back in. We let the bank know that everything's good to go, that they can release the pre-approval to them. And then they'll get a link in their email. And then that's when they would start the official process of activating the credit line, which they can do with as little as a couple thousand. So with that being said, if anybody has any questions at all, feel free to reach out. If you're an affiliate with us, great. You can always, DM me or reach me in the Facebook support group, email me, or if you have my phone number, send me a text and we can jump on another call. If you're not a partner, we can set you up with a landing page for free. I have a free training on Udemy as well. We do SBA loans, business lines of credit. Equipment was really hot for us last quarter. We did over $1 million in equipment. Commissions are really, really good on that as well. Outside of that, there's a new SBA product as well for both restaurants and manufacturing that's going to be rolled out that I'm going to release some information on within the next couple of days. We signed a contract with the bank early part of this week to get that, we're getting that finalized now. So you'll be able to offer that. And that's going to be a hot product to generate a lot of leads for a lot of people. So other than that, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out, and I hope everybody has a good weekend.